Well, there has been an outcry on social media, and there may be some viewers who are watching who say to themselves, why such a fuss? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I believe that the story belongs in the headlines. Every day, I'm reminded through popular culture and through my environment that my whiteness matters, that it is seen, that it is accepted, and it is respected, and it's reinforced through television and movies and advertising. I've always worked in an environment of diversity. Many of my white friends do not. Many live in bubbles of privilege, and the conversations and the friendships that I'm privileged to have made me aware of the daily microaggressions that are foisted on people of color all the time. In a restaurant, in a queue, in a shop, and in society in general. That assumed and undeserved air of superiority that is afforded to you because of your skin pigment. And in South Africa, it's rooted in the pernicious poison of the apartheid system that financially benefited white people for generations. It can be subtle, but it is cumulative and it is everywhere. It is so damaging, and it must be exhausting to face over and over again. I will never have to find out how that must feel, because as the Clicks ad tells me, once again, I'm normal. And that to me is insane. It's madness because of their skin color. My children will never be told that they don't fit in. They'll never be told that their hair is not beautiful just as it is. They'll never have to find a simpler way to say their names that their parents gave them, names that have deep meaning. And my children's skin color protects them from ever being treated as less than strong and beautiful human beings, which they are. Now, every child should have that. Every human being should have that. Fighting against that bias, that lack of representation, and that often, and let's admit it, blatant racism is not a burden that people of color should have to bear. Every so-called mistake, every excuse that says, we'll do better, is just another shrugging off that doesn't recognize the damage and the hurt and how entrenched and how constant it is. So I could also shrug off this ad as a simple mistake because it doesn't impact me. But for me, to just dismiss it as an error would make me complicit in the hurt and in